But what really makes it happen isn't just dreaming about the red Ferrari every day, sitting at home on your mom's couch, sick, broke, high, dreaming about the red Ferrari. We actually have to add something to attention. It's called intention. You want to find a busy person, find them on their mom's couch, high, broke, and dreaming about what they want. They won't be able to help you in any way. I'm accessible. I'm active. I'm productive, accessible, and gracious. I'm efficient, effective, and statistically successful in all the activities. I vacation every day.
David Meltzer, thanks for being here today.
Well, thank you for having me. I certainly appreciate the opportunity. Your community is my community, and anything I can do to empower them to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun, that's what I'm into.
I actually want to touch on that right there. You're the first person that I heard say, make a lot of money to help a lot of people. A lot of people talk about making money and a lot of people talk about helping people, but they're not always together. And as you know, as you might get into in this, there's a lot of opinions and a lot of emotions around money. So I think that's where people maybe get caught up in combining them. They don't see money as helping people. So I think, David, that might be a good place to start, but just want to give just a hair of context here. What do you do now? What is your title? What do you consider yourself, at this point in life? I'd love to know.
Well, I'm blessed to be on a mission, and my mission is to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. So I create content in traditional forms, TV shows, movies, podcasts is now traditional, books, speaking, coaching. Everything I do, though, is to facilitate teaching people how to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun, how to create a collective consciousness of abundance so that people understand the difference between the zero sum game, which you mentioned previously, and the value add game, which over the last 17 years, I've learned from losing everything, from living in a world of trying to buy shit I don't need to impress people I don't like, or even worse, a world of not enough when I grew up, being a victim. Why me? And wondering why everything happens to me, with a single mom, 6 kids, who packed my dinner in a paper bag just so she could work 2 jobs, filling out turnstiles at convenience stores with greeting cards. This is my main mission. I do everything every day for free. Then people who see me for free ask to join groups of mine. And then people from the groups get on a wait list for me to help them one-on-one. It allows me to scale the size, scope, and scale of my community as well as yours. And that's why I give my email, I give my books away for free. Everyone in your community, if they email me, I'll sign a book, send it to them, pay for shipping in the book, david@dmeltzer.com. I'll probably say it 6 times, and some people won't believe it, won't do it. And those that do, I can change their lives.
It's amazing, man. Thank you for that context. I know everybody asked you this, but my audience doesn't know about it. Can you go like 1 minute on just like losing everything and what that was like? What do you mean? What was it? Was it 2008? What are we talking about? Because in me knowing your story, that's a very important part of it, but I think the listeners don't know. So if you could just add a little color there, that'd be great.
Yeah, I grew up poor, wanting to buy my mom a house and a car. Millionaire, 9 months out of law school, not listening to my mom about the internet being a fad. So instead of taking a $150 plus bonus to be an oil and gas litigator from a top law school in America, I went in the internet. 9 months out of law school, millionaire. 3 years later, we sold for $3.4 billion in 1995 with a B. That's 1995. By 99, I was CEO of Samsung's phone division. So I was a multimillionaire, and I married my dream girl. So I had everything I ever dreamed of. But by the time I was running Lee Steinberg Sports and Entertainment, the most notable sports agency in the world, a millionaire with access to what billionaires couldn't even afford, I had lived in that world of just enough. I was buying so many things to be happy, so many different things to be happy, buying things I didn't need to impress people I didn't like. And I was so unhappy. And if it wasn't for my dad, my best friend, my wife, slapping me in the face, telling me I was an idiot, telling me to revamp, to take stock in who I was and what I wanted to become, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be alive. I wouldn't be married. I wouldn't have the 4 beautiful children. I wouldn't make more money than I've ever made, help more people than I've ever helped, and had more fun than I've ever even imagined in my life. And so 2 years after my wife threatened to leave me and change the trajectory of my life, I lost everything in 2008, over $100 million, went bankrupt, went from 33 homes in San Diego alone, a ski mountain, and a golf course, just to mention a few of my assets, to a rented house with rented furniture and 1 car. But by shifting the paradigm of my perspective over the last, gosh, 15 years, from 2008, 17 years since my wife gave me that ultimatum, in those 17 years, I've learned one thing. I am I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and worthy. I just had to figure out what I was doing to interfere with it, instead of thinking I had to figure out how to go get it, take it, live in that zero sum game. So that's the backdrop of the facilitated dummy tax and perspective that I share with people. I've written 8 books. I speak around the world. I have podcasts, TV shows, movies, all for free for you. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I'm here on a mission, my friend. And that mission includes you, because I'm looking for 1,000 people like you that I know will empower 1,000 to empower 1,000 in your lifetime.
Yeah, I'm with you, David. Both my grandfathers came from nothing, and my grandfather's brother died of the Spanish flu. Like, I know the time, like, I have the best awareness I think I could possibly have on how good it is right now. And just seeing them go from no college education in the family ever, to, building something of themselves, but then, like my dad's dad, having the money but still driving the same 1998 station wagon, having a million in the bank, but really, but not, in my opinion, getting more out of life with that, right? And so you have these like dichotomies where it's like these people who grew up in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s who made a lot of money, but they didn't seem like they got to really fulfill themselves with that money, or enjoy it, or spread the happiness with that money. And this is something that now I'm on a mission about. Not as big as yours yet, but we're getting there. I'm taking notes from you, David. But there's something I want to touch on here. I saw a post from you the other day about the red Ferrari, okay? And this is a great car. It's tough to even get a Ferrari. You might have one, I don't know. But I'm a car guy, so I love car analogies. I love car metaphors. So this post, it was along the lines of manifestation, along the lines of manifesting something in your life, and the example was the red Ferrari. I don't want to tell it for you, but I think manifestation, just to touch on it, is something that you're like, yeah, maybe it works, but I don't really know. Or then you have the people who are like, this is the best thing since sliced bread, but you can't believe them because it seems like it's fake, right? So I'm grounded in reality. I came from a blue collar world. I used to be a mechanic. You know the mindset, right? There's nobody's getting coaching, like plumbers typically don't get coaches. I think they should, but that's really the gap I'm trying to bridge. But can you talk about the Ferrari? Can you talk about manifestation? Because I want to come at this from as logical of a perspective as possible for people who might not be kind of introduced to the concept,
Yeah, well, to understand how we manifest what we want, we have to understand the mathematical equation that I've created for manifestation. It's what we pay attention to, what we focus in on. So you'll hear people talk about vision boards, and about dreaming about what they want. That's attention. And it is a component of manifestation. If we don't focus in on what we want, we're not utilizing the value add abundant, more than enough universe of more than enough of everything for everyone. Because red Ferraris exist. They already exist. So we have to figure out what we're doing to interfere with it. And one of the things we do to interfere with it is we limit our own self-imagery. And when we limit our own self-imagery, we'll never overachieve our own self-imagery, including assets that we may want to someday acquire, by clearing the interference between me and the asset that already exists. Even though I may not be knowledgeable of the asset even existing, it does exist. So for me, knowing and paying attention to what I want every day in a trajectory of what I think I want is crucial. But I have to, as I mentioned, change the meaning of the defining moments, inflection points, historical relevances, relationships, and limitations I've given myself of the past, because I can never overachieve my own self-imagery. So paying attention to the red Ferrari is so important. But what really makes it happen isn't just dreaming about the red Ferrari every day, sitting at home on your mom's couch, sick, broke, high, dreaming about the red Ferrari. We actually have to add something to attention. It's called intention. And intention has 5 levels. One, you have to do everything in the trajectory of getting that red Ferrari. You have to say everything in the trajectory of giving and getting that red Ferrari. You have to think it, right? Napoleon Hill does the best job, I think, of understanding how thinking applies to saying and doing as well. But you have to think it in order to that trajectory of getting a red Ferrari or better. I don't limit myself, right? Remember, we can only achieve what we have in our self imagery, and that includes self. And then we believe it, and we quantify belief by how much time do we spend outside of belief in ego-based fear of the past or fear of the future. And then finally, those who manifest the Ferrari feel it. They're confident, they're inspired, they're charismatic. All the different feelings show and indicate that you're in spirit, in the flow, that you've cleared the interference. So if you do say think, believe, and feel it, plus pay attention to it, attention plus intention at all 5 levels equals the karma, the luck, the coincidences, the luck, the consequences, the luck from paying attention and giving intention to it. And I actually have 5 daily practices that help people do this by knowing what they want, who they can help, who can help them, how to get it done, and teach them to prioritize all activities in the day, the man-made constructive day of 24 hours, by applying their why, not searching for something they've already have. So the what, the who, the how, the now, knowing your next as well, applying your why takes a nothingness, right? Most people live in nothingness. They live like tubes, food in, food out. That's their whole existence. And they roll a boulder to the top of the hill in a 9 to 5. And tomorrow morning at 9, it's back at the bottom of the hill. So stop living your life in nothingness. If you know your what, you have a possibility. The who can you help and who can help you? You have a probability. When you know your how, you have perspective. When you know your now and know your next, you have reality. And when you apply your why, you aggregate, compound, and accelerate the energy of actually manifestation, of actually materializing the reality in which you have already created, knowing that you can't overachieve your own self imagery. And within the context of that imagery is a red Ferrari. And then you learn from the Ferrari and you decide whether it's good or not. I have to add one quick story. I know I'm the king of giving people 20 minutes for an interview and then telling a whole bunch of stories, but you got to hear this. So I coached this kid, and in 9 months, he makes his first $1 million and he buys a Lambo. And I get pissed. I was like, dude, you're not learning. Don't buy shit you don't need to impress people you don't like. And I said, I don't think you and I can work together anymore. You're not getting what I'm teaching. He said, whoa, 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 Mr. Meltzer, I believe I know exactly what you're teaching. He said, you never asked me the reason why I bought the Lambo. You told me money doesn't buy love or happiness, but it allows you to shop. And if you shop for the right things, for the right reasons, then you'll be happy. I bought this for the right reason. I said, then what's your reason? You want to prove to people what your anatomy is? You want people to be impressed by you? Give me a reason, man. He's like, well, sir, I grew up in a very at-risk area. Nobody makes money. People go to jail or die. And he said, and I drive my Lambo in my old neighborhood, and kids come up to me and they say, oh my God, how'd you get that car? Are you a rapper? Are you a musician? Are you a movie star? Are you a drug dealer? How'd you get that car? And I tell them, Mr. Meltzer, I read books and I help people. And I said, I started to cry, man. I still get choked up. I said, I owe you an apology. You understand this better than I do. Congratulations. I hope you will honor me by allowing me to continue to help you and coach you. And so I think one of the greatest stories of manifestation and understanding that it isn't the item, it's the reasons we buy the items in order to effectuate who we can help and who can help us.
Incredible. I want people to run back like the last like 7 minutes because you have all this stuff recited. Now I know some of it because I've been watching your content, but like what you're saying and sentence by sentence is it's important, but to get it all at once from you, I'm like, I have to. That's why I follow you, because I have to get a drip every day, right? I need to get the red Ferrari post and then another post and another one. So, but super powerful, man. I appreciate it. And on that note, I've been just podcast coaching. I also have a couple coaches that help me. And don't you love it when your students and your coachees surprise you? It's the best, man. It's like, I love when they show me something. And hey, I've only been doing this for a few years, but it's amazing when they're like, when you're like, hey, this is this principle I taught you, and then they completely flip it on its head. It feels a little like it's a little resistance, but it does feel good ultimately.
I love it. I will tell you that, I have coached thousands of people, as you know, and I would love to coach you as well because nothing makes me happier than the success of the people that I help. And whether it's people like Jeff Fenster or Brian Bogert or Craig Siegel or Glenn Lundy or the multimillionaires that I've helped, the people in business that already are successful, but now they're fulfilled, passionate, and purposeful about their profits. It doesn't matter to me. That is why I'm alive. That is why I'm here. And to be able to not only impact my own family, but to impact other people's family, my community, and now the world. I spend a lot of time in Saudi, Dubai, Mexico City, Europe, South America, all the different places. And, whether they're translating me via AI or they understand English, it's just such a powerful thing to meet people like you that say, hey, Mr. Meltzer, I saw you 5 years ago. I've seen you a couple times in person and you gave me your book. And people will meet me and they will tell me, I don't know who you are, and when I meet them, but I have impacted their lives, and that's why I'm here. That's why I do these interviews. But unfortunately, to do them, I have to limit them to 20 minutes, so I don't waste any more time. We got a few minutes left. Let's rock and
It's
roll.
all good, man. Yeah, let's rock and roll 100%. A great quote that I really enjoy from you: you don't get paid for work, you get paid for activity. This is from probably similar to, or maybe corresponding with the mastermind that I saw you in a couple years ago. Can you talk about that, man? Because I feel like our idea of work is so just embedded and ingrained. Nobody thinks about work. Like, nobody thinks about thinking about work. And in doing my own business in the short period that I have, like, even just flipping stuff in high school, right? Like, you start to look at it differently once you make $300 in 10 minutes, right? And I know we're coming to
Oh,
the
yeah.
end here, but yeah,
I love
definitely,
it.
dunk the ball on this one, man. I love this.
Please. So you're given this reconciliation of 24 hours in an unlimited world, in an infinite world. The past is infinite, the future is infinite, but today is not infinite. Today is 24 hours. And if we can change our mindset, heart set, and handset to understand 24 hours are activities, activity we have planned, activity we don't have planned, a sleep activity, which is a third of our day every day, activity you get paid for, as you mentioned, activity you don't get paid for. When we see things in the context of activity, two things will really give you the heebie jeebies. One is the word work, because that sounds really hard. It sounds like something you have to do instead of you get to do. It sounds like something that doesn't carry the lens of productivity, of accessibility, and gratitude, which are the three lenses that lead me into the perception of my 24 hours of activity. In the other words, busy. It's so interesting. Busy sounds like someone that's interfered with. I will tell you, you want to find a busy person, find them on their mom's couch, high broke and, dreaming about what they want. They won't be able to help you in any way. I'm accessible. I'm active. I'm productive, accessible, and gracious. I'm efficient, effective, and statistically successful in all the activities. I vacation every day. I have activity I get paid for every day. I have activity that's planned every day. I have activity I don't have planned every day. I sleep. I have an unwinding routine. My tomorrow starts today. I put myself in a position mentally, spiritually, physically to recover, obviously, but also to access all of that beautiful information that I'm resisting and interfering with via my ego based consciousness, which is only void when I sleep. And what I want to do is plateau and grow, not live that myth of Sisyphus with the boulder to the top of the hill. I don't want to live like a tube, food in, food out every day. I am plateauing and growing by why and how? By enjoying with that lenses of productivity, accessibility, and gratitude, enjoying all of my activities consistently every day, utilizing those 24 hours of activity persistently without quit. knowing that the human capability does not see progress, but it is and is capable of behaving consistently, and that behavior creates the progress in the trajectory that the behavior is aimed toward. And finally, too, as I finish up, that gratitude that allows me to find the light, the love, and the lessons in everything that I do. And if we can coordinate all of these together, it's amazing how we do enjoy every day, the consistent every day, persistent without quit pursuit of our potential. We're going to finish up where we started. I want to remind you it's our potential, not someone else's, not what's missing, not what you don't have, not what you don't want, not what your mommy told you, your daddy told you, but what you want. Take and appreciate everybody's advice, because anybody that gives you advice obviously cares about you, but take it like a handful of sand. Only hold on to that which resonates with you. Let all the other kernels and grains of sand fall through your hands with appreciation and love that someone cares about you, especially your parents. Make sure that you know this is what I want today. This is who I can help, who can help me, and how best to get it done. And prioritize what's important to you. Do what you want now. 100% of the things you do now get done. Know your next and apply your why. And I promise you, if you apply your why, if you identify what you're doing to interfere with your potential, you will make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun. What a blessing it's been to be with you, Ryan. I look forward to being back. I will look forward to doing more with you. Please, everyone, email me, david@dmeltzer.com. We'll put it in the notes. We'll have it for everyone. Get a free book, get my exercises, guides. I'll sign it. I'll send it to you. I'll pay for the book and shipping. No catchy. I'm not here standing in front of cars I don't own, in houses I don't own. I literally am here to help you so you can live in abundance. I promise you it's the best way to live. Thank you very much.
Thanks, David. Live weekly training. Make sure to text him. I'll have that. I'm on your texting list too, man. I'm all in, baby. David, thank you so much, man. I got nothing else to say. That's it. We'll leave it there, brother. Interested to learn more about that program you were talking about too. Nick, hook it up, man. Send it to me. Love it.
You got it. Thank you, brother.
Thanks.
Take care.